All right, here we go. I actually have a special co-caster here with me in Discord. It is maplestage. What's up, Maple?
What's up, RUI?
So maplestage has his own YouTube channel, is part of the replay casting pool. So whenever you send a replay in, he is one of those other people that is not me. Surprise, surprise, there's a bunch of other people that get those replays as well. When you submit a replay, maplestage also gets one. So be sure to check the video description for the link to his channel. And check out his cast as well. But this game is actually a ranked game featuring some of our previous Carry Me tournament champions. They are going to be on the bottom right, but first it is going to be the blue team in the top left. It is going to be MiG, I guess, MiG MadLife in a what is that? It is a Black Ops Warthog, and SoooHard in a Black Ops Helix. And Maple, you want to do the bottom right?
Alright, and we have our tournament champions from the last Carry Me tournament. It's Alpha Froggy in the Black Ops Saucer and his teammate happydeath in the Classic Angel.
So both players...
Both players opening pretty standard.
Yeah, both teams actually split, so it's to me it's a little interesting to see, especially in a 2v2, how teams decide to approach the neutral openers when it comes to
sometimes
multiple.
you split up and have each player go for one outpost, but I guess it's a little bit more greedy because like if one player harasses the other side, then there's a higher chance of killing off a creep successfully without the other teammate there. So,
and it's a pretty big thing too, because no one really builds manual infantry, especially for the beginning. So harassing creeps is a very, very powerful opening, and in 2v2s you can really use that to your advantage. While one, like you said, one player goes to harass and the other player goes to just get their neutral outpost at the beginning. So right now we have blue team pushing bridge with jackals. Very unorthodox, I would say.
yeah, this composition is extremely light. We have jackals and patchers. happydeath can be landing, trying to snipe something, but it doesn't look like he'll get anything. He's actually being chased down right now.
happydeath really high skill.
That Q heal.
He might be able to get out of this.
Pretty low, but yeah, it looks like he'll. Well.
Oh,
yeah,
that was close
fine,
though. SoooHard as the Helix didn't have any
Alpha
energy
Froggy
left.
actually doing a cheese at the top right, and he actually gets it.
With his, as Frisky called it, his patented jammer boxer full of jumpers, and I think an additional jumper as well. That's kind of what he used in the tournament to pretty much own. And now
He's trying to
abducting
abduct that
Longhorn.
Longhorn, and he will get it. That is pretty important. One bulb knocked down on this outpost already. Let's see if the blue team can get. But another tank has been abducted, and this ratchet looks like it'll be next.
If you look at
At
the bottom
same time,
side,
we have blue units pushing on the bottom right.
yeah, happydeath sniping away, but as there's so many, lighter units, that is kind of a counter to the Angel, but happydeath spamming zippers himself. Alpha Froggy completely secured that outpost at the top, though.
It does look like this battle will go in favor of the red team for both sides. Looks like the push of the bomb has been cleaned up. A couple of auto-deploying blue units still streaming across, but this battle is already over.
The Blade Guardians for happydeath also did a lot of work. I don't even know if he had that at the beginning of the attack, but I think he might have built the two when he realized all those light units were coming.
Alpha Froggy laying down some heavy mines. Not sure if that's actually the play to make right now. They are 82 to 29 in terms of the upkeep favors. So
Yeah, they're
just want to make tanks at this point.
significantly ahead, and happydeath even pushing those zippers that he made back across the bridge to distract the blue team at the bottom, which is hilarious. And now they're free to do whatever they want at the top.
He does manage to snipe off two Longhorn doing that, so I guess the zippers were a worthy sacrifice.
Yeah, probably. But so many, see, Alpha Froggy has so many heavy mines down. At that point, they're pretty much unnecessary, especially because the blue team doesn't really have a contesting force. But even if they did, the amount of heavy mines on the field, I would call that excessive.
Yeah, probably.
But they
Stingers
did.
being laid down the mid. That's always a welcome sight to see.
You know, I'm guessing
Something else.
Stingers have become really popular because they're a lot more cost efficient than Seekers, even though they're not mobile. Basically to fend off the harass, it's kind of worth spending.
SoooHard does actually go down to a long. According to the AI, it says Longhorns. I didn't see any Longhorns. I think it was a Stinger that got him.
Alpha Froggy trying to grab the last outpost, gonna get this neutralization, but really low on health. Are there any flackers? Yes, there's two
There's a blue
flackers,
team
and
push at the top. happydeath does manage to stop it, and the Tesla tower does slow it down as well. That's going to be a lot of damage dealt to this blue force as it retreats. MiG extremely low, does manage to get back though.
I don't know if they had that on follow or did they just have that on like a move command follow move, but they did get pulled back, not by you know, my mech micro, but they actually moved back via a command. And more ferrying and leapfrogging up here by the red team. It is pretty much the red team's game right now, and this is kind of like how to finish, how to close out a game. You don't really want to give the other team any, you know, any room to breathe. You don't want them to be able to take back any other outposts. So, you know, their red team's concentrating their forces at the top over here, and they could even do more at the bottom. But, you know, I think keeping the pressure at the top is probably the way to go.
Well, I've been like trying to do in 1v1 or 2v2, but mostly 1v1 recently, is like use bot spawners. If you have an advantage in the outpost count, you can just like pressure the top or whatever. Like in this case, it'd be the top, but pressure the other force while just letting the bot spawners like slowly pile up, and those creeps will eventually take the bottom.
So you mean whatever outpost the bot spawners are going towards, that one you let the bot spawners apply the pressure.
Yeah, but you just kind of distract and force the other team to stay there. Because like, AirMech is really a game about mech presence in that sense that you can't really control units when you're off the screen.
Right, it's all about the mech attention. Yeah. Well, domination has kicked in, so I'm not really sure if the red team's going to choose to push their advantage, but
there's actually a surprising lack of tanks or anything that can really shoot back at these blue units. So like these stingers do get evaporated. Yeah,
so I believe that the victory will probably come through domination. Tons and tons of heavy mines down on the field. Look at all that.
Yeah, that's just overkill at the bottom. That's 8 heavy mines over there, and who knows how many at the top.
So yeah, a lot of the upkeep that's in the 101 that red team has on the field right now, I would say a good like 30 of it is probably, at least 30 of it is in heavy mines right now.
There's also so many moneymakers on the field. Look how like that's a lot of them at the fort, at the bottom.
Honestly, I didn't even notice that. Stingers guarding the top outpost, moneymakers at the bottom, and mid pretty secure. So yeah, Happy and Froggy are just gonna let this domination kick in, and not even kick in, it's already kicked in, but get the win for them, because they don't really have any like damage dealing army units out on the field for the most part.
The creeps come in, looks like they're gonna finish it off.
That's hilarious. So I do want to mention that this is game 1 of 2 games that happydeath decided to send in, featuring him and Froggy. These were practice matches that they were playing before the tournament, and there is one more that we're gonna cross our fingers that doesn't break on us, but we'll get to you that coming up. Right, well, I'm gonna post 2 videos at the same time. So Maple, I mean, you saw the tournament, so what do you think of how Happy and Froggy have been working together?
I think they've been playing well in the sense that they've been using the saucer's F3 abduct really well. Like Happy, everyone really knows that Happy is a good player, so they're going to be focusing on him. So like Froggy kind of comes out of nowhere with that abduct. It's just extremely powerful. If the mech presence is all focused on happydeath, then like Alpha can just swoop in there and pick up so many units, and that like really helped them win the tournament.
And I think it was a really good idea for them to play these practice games too, because the teams were formed right when the tournament started. So getting a chance to play a few games together, especially because all those teams were basically makeshift formed teams the morning of, they got to kind of get a better feel for each other and what they can do with each other. So that was pretty cool. So anyway, all right, guys, watch game 2, and me and Maple will be right back.